Spiritito, Fue Coco, and Quaxley are the three lovely little starters, and a lot of people are curious as to what their evolutions might look like. So here today I'm going to give you some possibilities on what they might look like in terms of their evolutions. Big thank you to Cryota and Fungoose for the research and help. Here we go. First, we have a new evolution for our friend Fue Coco. So we already know that Fue Coco is based on several things which we've covered in our previous video, which you guys can check out right here. There are things such as like the Coco or Coco, the boogeyman in Latin-speaking countries, as well as obviously a crocodile that's in its design and in its name. So for its evolution, here's what we went with. There it is. Now we are calling this big guy Kokogama or Kokogama. Basically, the name derives from crocodile for the Coco part of the name, as well as keeping the Coco part there since it fits with the typing. We're gonna give this guy a fire and ghost typing. And yes, I know we already have a recently with Typhlosion. We had one, but yo, you can never have too many fire and ghost types. Either way, the name is a mixture of crocodile, Coco the Latin boogeyman, and of course, gamma or gamma, which is the Spanish word for spectrum, and we use this because of the fins on this Pokemon, which are colored in different colors of the color spectrum. And with this design, we also got something that's very present in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Both games seems to be aiming for this kind of almost future versus past theme, at least their logos are, with the Scarlet colors of the Scarlet logo, using a font that is more classical and colors that match with the current Spanish flag. Meanwhile, the Violet logo uses a more futuristic and techno design and font that matches in the colors with the more old Republic of Spain flag that uses purple in its design. And this game may feature some form of future versus past and history and legacy versus progress and innovation type theme. So with this design, we can see a bit of the mix of those two together. We have a Pokemon based on a culturally old and well-known spirit or monster, but its design has a more evolved and futuristic take on it that's got more technology and advanced style to it. So it's mixing basically future and past into one with this design. We also have some notes by the designer who basically gave us a bit of his thought process behind Kokogama. So here we go. So Fue Coco's evolution, I wanted something that felt a little more foreign. So it looks a little more like it would belong to another country or a land, maybe pre-Columbian and dino-like or Pokemon that are equivalent to that. The ghost type comes from ghost peppers, but mostly of the peppers motif, it gets lost in favor of the reptile structure. I feel like it would only hover in a swimming motion, so basically like a ghost just hovering in the sky. And there you go, that is Kokogama for you, and now we move on to the next thing. Quaxley and its evolution. Now with Quaxley, we know its design wise is based on a Oxyura, which is a little like duck, specifically a stiff-tailed duck, which are kind of weird and have like blue fins. Besides that, we also know that it has a little bit of a sailor style design to it, which we dove further into in a previous video of ours. But which of these influences and Spanish and Portuguese designs we can move further into the final evolution? Well, you will see further now. So here is what the evolution looks like. There you go, there it is. That for you all is our good friend Navajuena. This is his name and derives from the word navegante, which is to navigate, and the word cijuena, which is basically the name of the ciconia, which are a stork, specifically a stork kind or a stork species found in Spain. So our name mixes those two together, and that can be seen also in the design of the Pokemon. For its design, we gave it kind of a navigator and perhaps a bit of a pirate style that kind of uses like a, you know, like old school kind of design to it. And of course, we use the ciconia stork as an obvious influence, but still kept some of those things that made Quaxley into what it is. As for the typing on this guy, we didn't really add any extra typing in the beginning, but I did speculate adding perhaps a dark typing as well, and the designer even thought the same thing, like a dark typing makes a lot of sense to fit the pirate theme, but it didn't make a lot of sense in one way, so a water and flying typing is what I stick on for my side of things. If you guys have any suggestions, let us know in the comments down below. But we do have some lovely notes from the designer on this one. Quaxley's Evo was the most straightforward one, added captain and pirate-like elements to the pieces that Quaxley already had, like wings and hat and hair. It's more stork-like, but it takes inspiration from various seabirds. One of his eyes is crossed with an X to reference eye patches. I darkened his scheme a bit to show some development from Quaxley. Water flying to reference travel and sailors, or water dark because pirates, huh? So, what do you guys think about this one? What are your thoughts on our good friend Navajuena? I want you guys to tell me in the comments down below if you like it or don't. And of course, we can't forget Spiritito, the grass starter. For Spiritito, we learned that it is most likely based on the Iberian lynx. And lynx found primarily, a sort of lynx rather, found primarily in Spain, but also in Portugal, which are prone to stay in grasslands. And this kind of makes sense because, well, Spiritito is also a grass type. And they stick in these sort of areas. And because of that, the design kind of includes like different elements of specifically a lynx. But also it includes possibly the Quaxley flower, which is the representation of the sun in Spanish mythology. And here's what we got for its evolution in this case. Here you go. And there you have it. This is Sprijince. Basically a name that combines sprig or sprig from the English word sprig, which is a small stem of essentially a plant, which makes sense with the, again, grass typing, and Hince, which is from the Spanish word lince, which basically means lynx, which fits in well with our previously mentioned lore behind Spiritito. And for the design, we also have elements of the crest from Spiritito still present, with added pink colors, which could really help with the possible typing of this Pokemon going into the future, that being either Grass Fairy or Grass Psychic. So let us know if you guys think differently in terms of the typing style. Either way, here are some of the notes by designer on this one in particular. Spiritito's Evo is based on the Iberian lynx, and I kept the crest-like motif with the shape of the stems and tufts of fur around its face. Keeping it on all fours was the priority, with the design could both work as Grass Fairy or Grass Psychic. I wanted it to look feminine and masquerade inspired, and yes, we can actually clearly see this here. The design really does have that masqueraded type of feeling to it, and I'd love to know what you guys in the comments think about this. Also, these were just some of the designs that we put together, but I would love to know if you guys have any suggestions on changes in these guys, or if you would actually prefer some of these Pokemon to look a bit different. For example, if you don't like Spiritito getting essentially a evolution that would be on all fours and you want it to be on just two legs, then let us know. Maybe you do like that. Maybe you want that sort of thing. Personally, I don't. I want it to be on all fours. And maybe you didn't like the way we, went with Quaxley. Maybe you want its evolution to be more buff and, not look like a stork, but more still look like a proper duck in some way or shape. Then let us know if you guys think that way. But of course, we can't also forget there is also changes that could be made to our friend Kokogama. In this case, if you guys think he should look different and he should maybe look a bit more buff and maybe stand on two legs, let us know. And if you want him to look more dragon-like. So either way, let us know your opinions down below. If you guys want a part 2 of this video, I could gladly do that. Just hit the like button down below and let's get to 1,000 likes on this one. And the question of today is that what is your favorite starter in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet? Let us know and you might have a chance to be featured in the next video we're going to be posting, which is going to be tomorrow. So make sure to drop a like down below, make sure to leave your comment, and I'll see you next time.